were thin like a bird. Heave-ho, Incidente. Oh, Captain Parfitos never said a hard word as we sail all our troubles away. Hold fast to the helm, hold fast to the wind. Heave-ho, Incidente. Andras grace all will on as we sail down the Deadfire way. We've gone a long way, let's ride on behind. Heave-ho.
I don't get this at all. There was a Dawnstar settlement on Hasongo. The place got trampled just the same. I wouldn't mind if he stopped walking for a minute, let us know what he's up to. I'll tell you one thing. When we catch up to that unstoppable god statue, me and him are gonna have words.
Would you look at the size of that footprint? Ain't no one can fill Gon's shoes. Absolutely. Fix me like that.
Screwed.
Pixie on us. Dimming the lantern.
Shut the door, quick, before the Naga get in. We're the finest soldiers and cannoneers in Aora. We don't need anything.
Folks that saw Widewind on the field of battle, ones that lived, used to get rounded up looking like this.
Wait, you're not the reinforcements. There are supposed to be reinforcements. I'm the storm-cursed assistant quartermaster, all right? I deal with rats and meal moths, not... The first thing was the Colossus. It showed up a few days ago, a week ago, I can't be sure. But it was huge. Glowed like luminous Audra. The Colossus was coming right for us. Fleetmaster Co. ordered the gunhawks and cannoneers to take up positions. They fought. The rest of us were sent below, like cowards.
Wouldn't have taken someone from the living lands for a shirker.
We're trenchers, sons and daughters of Rawatai. We can handle anything. I heard cannon blasts, artillery fire, felt the world shake. Then the water started coming in. We came back up, and the others were... I don't know, like they'd been turned to ash. And the Colossus was walking away. The fort was flooding, where it had broken our walls, and the luminous Audra in the lighthouse had gone dark. On the western side of the fort, It's a true marvel, a monument to Rauataian engineering.
Proof we can tame and transform this place, once we get rid of the scale bellies.
The Naga.
They skulked in after, once our walls were down. Those of us who were left fought, but those cowards moved through the sunken hallways, ambushed us from below.
We were ordered to defend this fort. Our people back home depend on our food shipments.
Those snakes are little more than animals, no match for trained Rauataian warriors. When the Hasonui's reinforcements get here, we'll strike back.
And build our walls back up so nothing gets through. And double our cannons, so we can destroy that Colossus if it ever comes back. Zahira, Assistant Quartermaster. Is there anything else?
Dawn Stars.
Fleetmaster Co. hired them to tend the fields that supply the mainland, but they started acting strange, dreaming strange.
You mean dreaming of things to come?
One of them, Latharan, had a row with the Fleetmaster over it, left angry just before the Colossus showed up.
I think their praying called it here, getting back at us for the Godhammer. Even if not, they definitely know something.
Spitting at our god? You ought to fear for the future of your soul.
The finest cannons and bombards in the archipelago. Why, you can barely walk the ramparts without... There's still one. There must be one. They can't all have been destroyed. But you'll need a trained artillerist to aim it. That monster that killed our people?
I suppose he does look like a monster from down here.
I told you, Zahira. The Godhammer scrambled their god, and now he's taking his revenge.
Our gods are above petty motivations like revenge. No, Gon's got a bigger plan for you and me.
It's no coincidence your Aethys shows up just as Latharan storms out.
Don't go back out there. You'll be safe here until reinforcements arrive.
Just stay away from the water. Damn scale bellies are hiding down there. They'll ambush if you get close.
Sometimes you can see them, if you look carefully. Is there anything else?
Watcher? It's nothing but awakened terror. Soon to pass.
You may want to aim away from our watcher there if it's gonna pass out of your mouth. Sorry. I know you're going through something there.
You could call it something, all right. Now, there's no need for that. Unless you see those shambling corpses, too. I see a body of stitched together parts and flayed flesh. It's got 3 heads and 4 stretched limbs. On each of its heads curves 3 white horns from above 3 blind eyes. The beast is big as a mountain, and shambling toward us beneath a sun turned black as slow. I know it ain't really there. Lately, it's been getting worse. Some nights I wake sweaty and shaking. Other times, I'm already awake. I got my eyes wide open, staring down the darkness, watching one lantern after another flickering out. And every soul looks so ripe, darn near rotten with a need for reaping. I sure hope you're right, Watcher. 'Cause if you're wrong... No, I know you're right. Gon's chosen me. So until I figure out what's needed of me, I'll do my darndest to help you on your path. We'll figure this out together. I'm carrying more souls than I've ever shepherded before. So, I don't know that it'll work this time, but used to be. When the dreams were riding me hard, I'd cleanse my soul before gone. If we stop by the temple in Nekataka, I can perform the ritual. Please, I need the relief.
I got this.
That order's too tall. What I wouldn't do for a mongoose right about now. Foes ahead.
What do we have here? Consider.
Teach you a lesson.
Didn't work.
Me too.
Try this. Almost done.
I got this.
Keeping an eye out.
Oh, think I can't see you.
Rebirth awaits me.
Show him how it's done.
Didn't work. I reap what I...
This thing isn't doing the job.
Something, you know. Every day.
Shorty, hold on, lass.
Show him how it's done. Be right there. Teach you a lesson.
On his feet! Must hurt.
Show him how it's done.
Oh, that was huge.
Teach you a lesson. There's something you don't see every day.
Give me a real chow. This isn't how I usually watch and learn. This won't do. I got this. I got... Watch and learn. Isn't this something? Consider it done. Give me a real chow.
Here. I taste his fear. Open, open.
It's not very helpful.
How do you like that? Show him how it's done. That's how it's done. I'll try this. Watch and learn.
My fingers be fat. Very easy breezy, wet hand.
I got this.
Slave sphincter, those snakes were noisy. I don't suppose you brought any extra parchment with you? No, I've gotta stay. Gotta finish while there's still time. Slowly, Aimuro. Can't expect them to know if you don't tell them.
Fie, suppose he's got a better half tucked in there too?
I'm writing it all down. My research, my work, something to survive before the next walk-in Colossus, the next Naga warband. Do you need something? If not, I should focus. So much to do. What didn't? A Colossus made of Adra marched through the fort, grew bright like luminous, and scores of soldiers fell dead. Incredible. Then the Naga killed everyone else. Except Latharn, I suppose. Yes, he must have left. Dawnstar fellow. Arrived yesterday, last week, complained of strange dreams. Smart of him to leave so soon.
He's gotta be acting on his dreams, trying to help our god.
They should split up. Safer that way. Better odds. Do you need something? If not, I should focus. So much to do. Just the one. Just the one. Someone came and took it. Oh, that was you. How indeed. Naga everywhere. Suppose your best chance will be up along the walls, west and south. But how to get there? Better perhaps to keep going south, around the edge of the fort. Through Fleet Master Ko's office. More cover from the Naga. Safety in numbers, eh? A comforting illusion. Let the others have it if they wish it. I must see that my work survives.
Trouble up ahead.
Of course.
Down.
The sea-striped fiends send you to uproot the tree of the gods, yes? Their blasphemy knows no bounds. Go! Carry a warning of what you have seen to the other shufflers. That shufflers must not disturb these roots, or the gods will destroy the islands again. Do your stories say nothing of the many disasters? Of the shuffler nests washed away like foam? Many generations ago, the sand-striped ones built great hives across the islands, and bastions around the Adra roots. Their ancestors, yes. Their meddling displeased the gods, so the gods smashed their works with heaving volcanoes and crashing waves. You shufflers are beasts of habit. You do not learn. You do not change. You cast off your sheddings by night, only to put them back on at daybreak. You wrap yourself in filthy, worn-out things. Our ancestors hid deep where the waters quenched the fires and muffled the storms. They remembered while shufflers scattered. Now, the shufflers build again. The gods see. They will tear them all down. If your fat tongue speaks true, then give us proof. I tell you, thick tongues lie, forked tongues do not. If what you say is true, then surely you can speak with the dead. I will believe your words, only if I hear them from the tongue of my own people. Fool, see what the impiety of the sea-striped fiends has wrought. The sand-striped shufflers know better, but you others come, smooth-toned or furred or sea-striped, with blasphemous hunger. Now, foreign ones dig at these roots, and the deep hunter is with us no more. Now, the gods return to rain their punishment on these islands. Again. The defender of the isles, the guardian of tides. Once, it lived among us. In all bright, quiet places, where shufflers did not go. But then, more came from distant lands. First few, then many. Now, our deep hunter is gone.
I see trouble. That's it!
This.
I got it.
As your hand touches the dim Adra, you feel the same cool, pricking sensation that you did when you touched the pillar near Port Mage. concentrate on the pillar, the world around you swiftly falls away, leaving only the vast emptiness of the in-between. The Adra, and a multitude of golden threads undulating off into the distance. For a second time, you gather the threads in your mind and bind them together, forming a solid tether that ripples out toward its distant anchor. Again, a crack sounds from the terminus. Your consciousness is violently pulled along the cord. You are prepared for the sensation this time, but are still disoriented when you come to a sudden stop. You find yourself standing behind a familiar Titanic statue as it trudges through invisible waters. Standing at Aethys' shoulder, your soul is dwarfed by the massive god's form. Energy pulses along the tether, each wave feeding the Adra's movements. He stops. His head cranes behind him, again accompanied by the sound of stone shearing and buckling. His eyes rest upon you. He does not reach for the cord, but considers you for a long span of silence before speaking.
Your first attempt to contact me was brave. This second attempt, is it born out of desperation or something else? Why do you continue to follow me, Watcher of Cadnua? Many Kith would like to know the god's designs. Why is it so important to you?
At first, he does not respond, but there is a wavering from the light within him. A momentary dimming that allows you to see the souls within the Adra clearly.
I never sought violence or death, but Margren and the Hand Occult have ensured that the world believes the madman Widewind tried to destroy the Deerwood and everyone in it. In truth, a war was what I desired, but not one of violence. I sought a war of conscience. If people saw that the ruins so faithfully guarded by the Glanfathans were nothing more than machines the Angwithans had used to turn themselves into gods, what could that mean?
Aethys becomes silent. You can sense his presence advancing back along the cord between you. His energy flows over your hand, tendrils of light probing into the air around you. They poke and prod at the silent lost souls hovering in your vicinity.
You are in a unique position. In spite of the work of the Leaden Key and Hand Occult, you have seen through our facade. You know the god's true nature. Without the benefit of your knowledge, few mortals would be willing to accept the true history of their gods. After all, we weren't. The last time I walked Aora, I made a mistake in not revealing my true purpose. I believe you would understand it better than most. Yes, I will tell you, but this is not the time. As I take this body farther from the lighthouse, the tether grows weaker, and I have already tarried too long. Soon this link will unravel completely. If I have not reached my destination when that happens, I will need to pull more souls from your world. I will do my best. Do yours, Watcher.
The edges of Aethys' massive form blur and dissolve. The huge figure retreats from you. As it moves, the tether begins to rapidly unravel. As Aethys speaks, his voice sounds garbled, fragmented, and distant.
If you would know more, find me at the Ashen Maw in Margren's Teeth. I must rest there before I begin my final work. When I leave that place, you will not be able to follow. Before I go, I should return some of this to you. I still have need of the great power of your soul, but I can spare you this portion.
A pulse of energy moves back along the golden cord toward you. It feels familiar, comforting, even before it contacts you. The energy washes over you, flooding you with feelings and memories you had thought long forgotten until they settle back into the cracks of your soul. And then the tether and cord snap, Aethys's figure evaporating into dust that mingles with the endless gray expanse. Heat rushes over you, and the uncomfortable sensation of the Audra Pillar's presence cuts off. The gloom of the in-between is pierced by the light of the living world. You are back in the lighthouse, no longer dim. The luminous Audra beside you is filled with warmth and light.
If I'd known there were that many in the water...
You were gabbing with my god again, weren't you?
Any word from our giant Audra friend?
Chasing a god's dangerous enough on its own. Why worry about other details?
Of course. Aye?
No trouble at all.
I got this. Consider it done. I got this. I got...
Scale-bellied cowards! I knew they'd run! Look at our beacon. Even the Colossus couldn't destroy it. And those snakes aren't so tough now, are they? Of course. We'll rebuild bigger and better, with reinforced walls and extra cannons. Our engineers will make this place truly impregnable. The Hansanui will want to thank you personally for your help here, and she should also know what we're up against. She's usually at the Brass Citadel in Nekataka, though she gets called to the palace often, haggling with the Queen and the Valians. Looking for a real challenge after what you did to those scale bellies? The only thing I know about the place is it's supposedly made of fire, and no one's ever come back from it. But anything can be overcome. Clear skies.
You blink and find yourself standing in the knee-high grass of an endless field, with the day just falling into dusk. The grass still holds the warmth of late afternoon sunlight, but a chill breeze blows at your back, raising goose flesh down your arms. The chirr and trill of nightjars rises with the wind. In the inky bruise of the sky, stars ignite by the ones and twos. The tolling of a single bell joins the chorus of birdsong. Then another. The sound surrounds you. Every stalk of grass bears a delicate silver bell on its end, bobbing in the wind. The chill breeze becomes a howling gale, and the tide of ringing bells sweeps you off your feet. It carries you like flotsam through the sea of grass. Then, the earth falls away. The wind ceases, and you are sent tumbling up into the dark of the sky.
Watcher.
The voice of the Pallid Knight shakes the earth at your feet. You have returned to Bareth's realm, your soul once more called to attend the wishes of the God of Death.
Once again, you have spoken with the Child of Light.
The Pallid Knight says,
Tell me what you have learned. Intriguing.
The Pallid Knight stares past you, pensive.
While attend. Tell me what your many eyes perceive.
Her words ring out, and a heavy silence descends. In the silence breaks the murmur of countless voices. They speak all at once in languages both known and unknown to you. In the space beside Bareth, an eye blinks open, followed fast by several more. They are round, keen eyes of Kith, the slit eyes of snakes, the small, dark marbles of birds, the bulbous lanterns of deep-sea fish.
Here we are.
The voice of figure walks through the cloud of eyes as one might step through a door. It is an Orlan, then a pale elf, an ocean human, a Naga, each of them eyeless. They are Wal.
This is the first interesting thing to happen in ages, and we do so love a riddle.
The figure wears an Amawa's grin, and the many voices beneath its own titter.
Some things must be lost to be found again. You knew that once, when you buried my scroll beneath the earth in Black Meadow. But it seems you have forgotten. We have read the book of your life, Watcher. It is heavy with the weight of your choices, and its pages are not unmarred by the blood of others. You read, but on a smaller scale. We see between the strings of the world, and Eothas is there, strumming them like a lute. His tongue is still, yet he sings of a coming joy. What tune he plays, we do not know. It is complex, ever-shifting. One moment vibrating in harmony, the next in discord.
A man strides through the door to Bareth's realm. Behind him lope wolves with lolling tongues, and jungle cats whose long tails twitch with every step. Galawain, the changeling, arrives, and he brings with him the wild heart of Aora's untamed places. Fast on Galawain's heels, a small wave of seawater washes across the tiles. It pours off the edge of the platform and cascades down into the beyond. From out of the water rears a glowing lure, then the head of a gigantic fish. The round black eyes of Andra roll to meet yours.
Eothas is nothing if not resourceful. I admire his nerve.
In the changeling's voice, you hear the soft patter of rain on leaves and the rush of wind through treetops.
No, he is a creature of the pack left long alone. Without our strength behind him, he is weak.
Galloway.
If his journey leads him back to us, he has proved himself worthy of return to the fold.
Eothas does not return to us. He returns to execute some grand plan. We must stop him.
Andra's voice rises like a tide, panic riding its crest. The doors lining the walls of Bareth's realm slam open in unison. Warped pieces of ancient armor and the remnants of discarded weapons roar through the doorways. They meet in the center of the room, in a shower of sparks, and form the vague figure of a man. Finally, a blacksmith's sledge hurtles past your shoulder, and the figure snatches it from the air. A man made half of metal and half of ruined skin stands before you. The rounded metal of a well-worn shield makes up most of his skull, his right eye socket, and jaw. His mouth is pulled forever into a half-grimace.
If Eothas has something foolish planned, perhaps we can turn him from that path and set him down a more productive one.
Abaddon's words crash and screech together, like long steel gears forced to movement for the first time in centuries.
Abaddon speaks with a child's naivety.
Andra says.
He violates not their realms, but mine. I feel his urgency in every stamp of his feet along my spine.
Andra says.
I will send tsunamis to slow him, if Mogren would stir the earth beneath Mogren's teeth.
The water at your feet recedes. Lava oozes up through the shallow water, and a woman made from the guts of the earth emerges. She settles her characteristic broadsword on her shoulder and sighs a cloud of smoke and ash. Mogren returns.
In the age when our steps carved valleys across the face of Aora, our bodies were impervious to all but the strongest attacks.
Mogren says.
I doubt fire and water will be enough to stop him. But I will bear down upon Eothas with all the heat and fury of the earth. If I must.
The death of thousands now could prevent the death of millions later.
Andra says. Dark, inky tears fall from Andra's eyes.
Sacrifices of the few protect the futures of the many. You cannot let your petty, mortal feelings blind you to the urgency of the dilemma Eothas has thrust upon us.
You will mind upon whose ground you tread.
The Pallid Knight watches you with keen, predatory eyes. The deep, bellowing cry of an aurochs shakes the ground beneath your feet. The cry drones on and on, a moan without end. Wal's many eyes squeeze shut. Andra slips back beneath her waves. Mogren dissipates in a swirling cloud of steam. Galawain's beasts cower and whine. Only the Pallid Knight stands impassive.
My end comes to all things in time,
Remergond says.
Should Eothas care to hasten the inevitable, I welcome his efforts.
Eothas seeks a slate wiped clean.
Remergond says.
Freedom from the endless revolutions of Barath's wheel. The final emancipation of the countless stolen mortal lives the gods hoard within themselves.
The Child of Light will not choose the hour of my death.
Magrin tests the edge of her broadsword with a smoldering finger.
He sows chaos in his longing for a radiant dawn.
Andra says.
So much will be lost in the cacophony of fear his actions inspire.
The crack of thunder rends the air. The gods fall silent.
We can wait no longer to act.
The Pallid Knight says.
Speak with him, Watcher. Discover what it is he plans.
Water begins to creep across the floor. It swells, runs swiftly, and catches at your ankles. You scrabble at the tiles, but it's no use. The current's pull drags you off the edge of Barath's realm, and into the fathomless beyond. You splash down in water so dark you can't see the bottom. Then, the water recedes, gone like a dream upon waking. The hard wood of your cabin's floor presses against your spine. The gods are gone, but you remain.
How may I be of service, my lady?